All right, today we're going to dig into this ancient story. It's got a really powerful secret about work and success. And look, I know it's thousands of years old, but trust me, it might be exactly what you need to hear today. So let's get into it.
So let me just ask you something straight up. Are you, right now, in your job, in your life, are you searching for that one big win? You know, the treasure chest, the winning lottery ticket, that one magic bullet that's going to fix everything? But what if? What if while you're so focused on finding that treasure, you're completely ignoring the most valuable thing you already have? I'm talking about the tool that's right there, in your hands, ready to use. That's the idea we're going to unpack today with this amazing old story. Okay, so our story kicks off with a family, which is where so many big life lessons start, right? You've got this wise old father. He's on his deathbed. And then you've got his sons, who, let's be honest, are a lot like us. They're kind of hoping for a shortcut to getting rich. So picture this. You have this rich old farmer. He knows he doesn't have much time left, so he calls his kids to his side. He's got one last, super important piece of wisdom for them. But he's smart. He knows he can't just come out and say it. He's got to be clever. And this is it. This is the big, mysterious, final command from their dad. He tells them, "Boys, there's a rich treasure hidden somewhere on our land. But here's the catch. There's no map. There's no X marks the spot. Just a promise and a single, simple instruction. Dig. Dig everywhere." And you know what? They totally go for it. I mean, they are completely fueled by this promise of gold. They start working with this insane energy, turning over every single inch of that land. Not just once, mind you, but over and over again. Can you just imagine the sheer effort, the sweat, the dirt, the complete exhaustion? So after all that back-breaking work, what do they find? Absolutely nothing. No treasure chest, no gold coins, not a single thing, just piles of dirt. You can almost feel that sinking feeling in their stomachs, right? But hold on, because the story is definitely not over. And here it is. This is the big reveal, the aha moment. This is where we see the father's true genius finally come to light. Because, as it turns out, the treasure was never, ever about finding gold. This just lays out the father's strategy so perfectly, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the phantom reward, this story, this illusion of buried gold that got them working. But on the other hand, you have the real reward. By digging for gold they never found, they actually created something real, a perfectly tilled field that ended up producing a massive harvest, way bigger than any of their neighbors. They literally made their own treasure. Yeah, there's actually a name for this whole idea. Constructive deception. The father, he was no fool. He knew that if he just told his sons, "Hey, go work hard," they probably would have just rolled their eyes and ignored him. So instead, he tricked them into being excellent. He reframed all that grueling work into an exciting treasure hunt. So what's the big takeaway here? The whole point of the story is that real, lasting wealth. It's not something you just find by accident. It's not something you stumble upon. It's something you have to distill. You have to draw it out from the world by putting in your own energy, your own effort. You are the one who makes it happen. Okay, that's a great story, right? But you might be thinking, what does some ancient farm have to do with my life today? Well, that's the thing. Your life, your job, your personal goals, your relationships, that's your field. That's where you're digging. Seriously, just think about it for a second. That project at work that's driving you crazy, that fitness goal that feels impossible. Could that be your digging? Is it possible that the struggle itself, the hard part, is actually what's creating the foundation for your future success, even if it feels awful right now? Let's make this super practical. In your personal life, the digging could be a really tough workout plan. The real treasure isn't just hitting a number on the scale. It's the discipline and health that stick with you for life. Or what about relationships? The digging is trying to work through a tough spot. And the real treasure is the emotional maturity you gain from it. And at work, maybe your team is chasing a huge contract. Even if you don't get it, the digging, all that hard work, gives you new skills. That's the real treasure that makes you stronger for whatever's next. So the big lesson here is pretty simple, really. The best rewards, the truly valuable ones, are often just the byproducts of the whole process. You might not end up with the exact prize you thought you were chasing, but what you get instead, well, that's often way more valuable in the long run. All right, let's take this a step further because this isn't just about practical stuff. We're talking about something deeper here, a real transformation. It's almost like alchemy, you know? The art of turning basic,
everyday effort into something truly golden.
Think about it like this. In old school alchemy, the whole point was to turn lead into gold. Well, this story is kind of the same. The lead is the tough, raw, sometimes boring work we all have to do. And the gold, it's not actual gold. It's the character, the strength, the resilience, all the good stuff that gets forged inside you because of that hard work. And what's so cool is that this ancient piece of wisdom has a totally modern name. We call it a growth mindset. It's this powerful idea from psychology that our talents and intelligence aren't just set in stone. They're things we can develop through hard work and dedication. Through, you guessed it, digging. It just goes to show you that this idea is completely timeless. When you boil it all down, it comes to this one powerful truth. You can have all the best ideas in the world, the biggest dreams you can imagine, but the universe doesn't care about your intentions. It rewards action. It rewards the doer. It rewards the person who's actually willing to get their hands dirty and turn over the soil. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Let's bring everything together into one final thought. A call to action, really. Because this is all about making a fundamental shift in how we look at work, at struggle, and at what we consider a reward. So here's the thought. What if we all just stopped? What if we made a real decision to stop looking for the map, to stop searching for the shortcut, to stop dreaming about that magical treasure chest that's going to solve all our problems? And what if, instead, we just looked down at the shovel that's already in our hands? What if we started to appreciate the tool itself, the process, the work? What if we realized the real value isn't in what we might find, but in the very act of digging? Because that, right there, is the deepest secret of this whole story. The treasure isn't buried out there in some field. It's the calluses on your hands. It's the strength you build. It's the wisdom you get just from showing up and doing the work, day in and day out. That's the gold. The real gold is the effort itself.